What's up, witches? It's the Undercover Witch, and today we are going to be doing our air sign readings. So this reading is for you if your sun sign is in Gemini. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me readjust this just a little bit. Okay. So as y'all know, I have been away for a little bit. I had some family health issues, so thank you so much for being super patient and sticking around. But let's go ahead and get into your reading. This reading is going to be for the end of July towards the end of August. So it's basically your August reading at this point. We have first to start off with the Ten of Swords. So some type of ending, but also some agony. There's something that is bothering you. You feel very tormented about it. The King of Wands, the Four of Cups for the first week. So Ten of Swords has to do with endings, yes, but there's also a little bit of suffering involved. It can be very painful. So there's some kind of painful ending that you're going through, that you've been enduring a lot of pain from. We have the King of Wands and the Four of Cups. So I feel like there's somebody who sees you not as in pain, but as kind of unsatisfied, or that you're not paying attention to the right things in your life, that you have things to be grateful for, so you shouldn't be upset. That sort of attitude, pretty much. But the second week, we have the Palace of Coins, Strength, and the Queen of Swords. So the Palace of Coins is just where you've come from. So you've come from a space that has a lot of foundation. So possibly, maybe your family has a bit more money than most people. Maybe you're like upper middle class or upper class. And we also have the Strength card and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like however you and your family have gotten to this point, it's been, I feel like possibly, let's say, I can kind of relate to how this is going, I think, because, you know, my parents, my family, my ancestors, they were from Mexico, and they were also Native American. So, you know, they had to do a lot of hard work to get where they are, and to get me where I'm at, where I went into the situation that I was born into, which wasn't that great, but then it got better. So, but like my mom put a lot of hard work into our lives and into her life so that we could be in this place we are now. So I feel like the person before you, maybe a parent, was just, why aren't you grateful for anything? But they don't realize that while they were moving through their journey, you were there for parts of it. You were experiencing those things as well. It wasn't like you were just, everything's great and dandy. They had to really work hard. And part of that is, there's a lot of talk and a lot of studies that used to go around. And one of those things is, you know, like typically your, if you don't have a lot of money, you can't spend a lot of time with your kids. But if you have a lot of money, then you can't really spend a lot of time with your kids. So usually it's like the middle ground where you have the perfect amount of time and the right amount of money, where you can both like enjoy spending time with your kids, but then also like afford to do things. Anyway, there's been a lot of different studies on that, and I feel like somehow that plays into it. Like they were working super hard to get where they can afford everything, and they just couldn't spend time with you, or they were very harsh with you because they didn't have time to really raise you or pay attention to you. So they just needed you to behave, possibly. This is just one kind of scenario that's going through my head. So I feel like you were kind of left to your own defenses, where you had to be strong on your own. And typically when we're in these families where those dynamics are changing, we also have to deal with the older generations, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, etc. They see our lives changing, and they have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, but they tend to have like a way about it. You know what I mean? So, especially when they see one person working really hard, typically, again, it was my mother, she's a woman. In our culture, there's like a lot of stuff, right, that you have to think about, that affected us. So like my grandparents, that was odd, because it's like, your mom shouldn't be working hard. She should be like with you. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman belongs at home, that sort of vibe. So all of that affects you as a child. Like all of those notions that they have in their head that you have to defend yourself from, especially if you yourself are part of their criticism. Like they criticize things that affect you. Like if they criticize women and you're a woman, if they criticize LGBT plus, etc., and you're that, and they just don't acknowledge how what they're talking about affects you, so you take it very, very harshly. I get that on one side of things, but I think in the next 2 weeks, so this first week, it just really feels like you're going through a lot. Somebody's witnessing this and they just don't understand why you're having so much trouble. But the second week, you're kind of looking at where you're at now and where you've came from. And I don't know how else to put this, but you're kind of acknowledging, you know what, I'm going to like let the past go. I think it's taken you a long time to get here, and I think that suffering, that 10 of Swords, is something that has or is going to end. So don't be surprised when you look at this new situation or how your family life is now, and think, you know what, actually there's a lot of things that I can utilize here to make my future better. I'm going to utilize them now. Don't think that that's bad. Don't think that that's lying to your old self. Don't think that that's, kind of, I guess, mocking the part of you that suffered. Don't think that at all. It's just, this is where you were always supposed to end up. This is where, the people who cared about you wanted you to be. It just took a lot of sacrifices, and unfortunately, sometimes you were one of those things they had to sacrifice. The you now versus the you later. So I think that there's a lot of healing and changes that have been done, and you're getting new opportunities. And your family's getting new opportunities. But we have the 9 of Coins as well, which is about having enough, more than enough. It's being fulfilled financially, monetarily. And then we have the High Priestess. So I think this is stuff that you're manifesting. You're manifesting this, and I think you're manifesting it in a different way. You're like, you know what? I really, really want money. I really, really want a house. I really, really want a better way to support myself. And your family's swooping in and saying, I don't know, you want to move back in. That's probably not the best thing you want to hear, but maybe that's like what you need. Or maybe, they're offering you help with like tuition or whatever. Like they're all of a sudden just, maybe not all of a sudden, but they're offering you something, and for once you're just like, you know what, maybe I should accept this, and I shouldn't just try to work super hard by myself. Maybe I should just let them help me this one time. Like as long as it's not something that makes you dependent on them, I think you're kind of thinking about it. You know what I mean? But what you do need to realize, I think, is whatever you've been trying to manifest, this is that. It's just coming in the form of your heritage, your family. We have the 6 of Cups, which is about older gifts that you've been given. So let's say, I do think this, again, just goes back to that past that you've had to grow up with, and where your family was trying to get to, and you now reaping those benefits in a sort of sense. Because I think we have the 3 of Wands, and I kind of getting in this interesting story because we have this 4 of Cups, right, earlier, where somebody's looking at you and they're like, I don't understand. Like, I work so hard to give them all this stuff and they're not grateful for it. And you're just like, I need something else. And I think that there's a part of you that was like left behind, like a younger part of you, like that child of you or something that was left behind. And now it's like your family's like, you know what, let me try again. Let me try to help again. Let me try to do something again. And they're coming in, and you've been waiting all this time, and you've like grown up, and you're like, oh my God, like they came back for me almost. That's really what I'm getting from this. And this is that last week of August. And we have the 8 of Cups to follow that. We have the 8 of Cups, which is about moving up, elevation. And then we have the Page of Wands as well. So you're taking this elevation, you're making the next step up, but there's this Page of Wands and this Seven of Wands that are coming up, which I personally don't like that at all. There's something not right. There's something not right. There's something not right. Okay. So that's your family house and everything. Got it. Good. But then we have this Page of Wands. Usually that's some kind of message of like, it could be good. It could be like passion. It could be like something like that. But we have the Seven of Wands, which can be about conflict, but it's like a victory in a way, but it doesn't feel like one because you're having to hold your ground, which is really hard. So you're powerful, but people are coming at you because you're powerful. And we have the Lovers here. I'm just getting weird vibes from it. Like either somebody's new, I think, okay, somebody new has got to be coming in, or you have got to be having like lovers or maybe older people come in who known you for a long time, who see these new opportunities that you have and are wanting to like get in there. You know what I'm saying? But I think that this will be revealed to you, and we do have the Hermit here. So it's going to be very, very important that you're protecting your energy right now. Don't let anybody in that doesn't need to be in. You know what I'm saying? That last week I did pull like an extra few cards just for clarification, but that last week was getting a little bit fishy. Let's go ahead and get some Oracle for each week. We have Contract, which is the first one. So possibly you're being offered something, right? And we talked a little bit about how your family, or maybe not your family, but like somebody looking out for you is trying to offer you something. This could be job related as well. It could be a job that you just don't really enjoy it there, but like maybe your management likes you and they're trying to make it work, but you're just not happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's something where you're not happy, but there's people looking out for you and they want better for you. So they're trying to make that happen. And that's part of the reason why you stay. But we have Contracts. So I do think some kind of offers coming in and adjacent possibilities. So again, it's not something that you've been manifesting directly. That's not the exact thing you asked for or the exact way you asked to receive something, but it's the same thing you asked for. You know what I'm saying? Same destination, different path, different journey. We also have a man holding a heart and caring connections. You definitely got somebody that's actually interested in you. This energy is different than that other energy. So maybe you just have a lot of love interest at this moment. Just be careful that like it's the right person. Don't just take anybody. Really pay attention to that energy. Don't just go with somebody because I don't know. I don't know. There's just something off about that. Just watch who you're with. Really trust your intuition. Let's go ahead and see if we get anything with the archetype deck. That way we can see what kind of archetypes we're working with, what to know to watch out for in regards to this love situation. So we have the Threshold, which makes sense because you're being, opened up to this new life. We have the Temple and the Fault Line. That's interesting. All of these are very similar to each other. But basically, this is like borderline tower kind of happening around you. But you're stable because you're the Temple. So there's things happening. There's a lot of changes happening, which we've been talking about. Let's see if we can get anything with this. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on with this. Okay, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's something going on with this. Okay, we have the Creator and we have the Mask. Whoever this love interest is later on in the month, really watch out for them. I think it's more than one person, or it's somebody that's super, super two-faced that seems really good at sometimes and then other times they don't. Use caution, please. Please use caution. I feel gross. Not good. Your goals for this week. Do not confuse dreams with wishes. There's a difference. Dreams are where you visualize yourself being successful at what's important for you to accomplish, and dreams build convictions. That's Dolly Parton. And then I know how it looks, but just start. Nothing is insurmountable, and that's Lin-Manuel Miranda. And then last but not least, Actually, this isn't last. This is the last. Let's do your angel cards real quick. Again, if you don't believe in angels, that's fine. We have innocence. So again, another opportunity for you to be like taken advantage of. So just be careful, but also don't let anybody steal that innocence from you. But there's a lot of healing going on with that innocent version of you right now as well, I believe. Last but not least, got a yes or no coin. So you're going to get 3 yes or no questions. 1, 2, 3. First one is yes. I didn't like the way this fell out. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like this is you. This is the energy of breathing, the energy of creation, intelligence, wisdom. Very, very strong stance, very, very close to spirit. 3, second question. That's going to be a no. We have the Star, the Moon, and the Magician. So again, this path that you're going on, it's not going the way you thought it was. You've made some sacrifices to get to where you want to be, but the path isn't cut and clear. You've made those sacrifices. You kind of have to trust in the universe now to lead you where you need to go. You have to still walk the rest of the journey. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. So whatever this is, yes, but you're going to need to work for it. You're going to have to get some education, teach yourself some things, watch some YouTube videos, you know, really work on it. Set aside some time for you to work on whatever this is you want to start. So that was it for you, Gemini. I hope this was super helpful for you. And if you have any questions, go ahead, comment down below. Please like, subscribe. And again, thank y'all so much for being patient with me while I was gone. If you are interested in my podcast, it's going to be back up here pretty soon. I have an interview that I'm posting on Friday. So I may have posted it. I forgot what day I post my air signs. It might be today. But it'll be an interview with Zondra Hawes, and she is a psychiatrist or psychologist. I can't remember. One of those two. And she also knows about spirituality. So she incorporates that into everything she does, which is super, super awesome. Like the mix of those two things together. Also, I'm so sorry that I'm linking out on her profession. That's like very inappropriate of me. I apologize. But she is amazing, and she was so amazing to talk to. So that will be going on pretty soon here. The last thing I want to say is that I am a Podbean affiliate. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, you can click that link down below, and it will go, you'll get 1 month free to start a podcast. And that lets you upload your podcast to YouTube. You'll get your own little website for your podcast, and you'll be able to, people will be able to stream your podcast from multiple locations, like the Apple iTunes podcast, Apple Podcasts, there we go. Alexa, TuneIn Radio. Yeah, there's a lot of different options. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. And that is all I have for you today. So I hope this was beneficial for you, and I hope you have a great weekend.